What's up, riders? It's Ristretto here, coming to you from the Electrify Expo in Long Beach. I am looking at two very cool bikes today, the Mark 1 or MK1 and the Mark 1 Racer or MK1R. So these two monsters come from a company called Vexcitebikes, who are based in Minnesota. So these bikes are actually built in the USA. They are revving up the e-bike scene with a thrilling blend of performance and futuristic flair. Imagine cruising on a sleek machine that's not just a bike, but a testament to cutting-edge technology and eco-friendly engineering. With models like the MK1 and the MK1R, Vexcite promises a ride that's as exciting as it is sustainable. Alright, first things first, let's talk about what we're going to talk about. I interview one of the co-owners who will talk about the specs of the bike. He'll talk about the pricing, when to order and fulfillment. Then I do a test ride of the MK1 at the expo. I talk about how it feels, the adjustable height, the seat, the aesthetic of the bikes, customization, the LCD display. Then we have after hours at the expo where we'll talk about the acceleration and the top speed. I'll talk about the pedal assist, the brakes, the capability to have a passenger. I'll talk about the battery and charging. I'll also talk about accessories, and finally I'll give my opinion on these bikes.
So this is the Mark 1R, our racing model. Top speed of 65 miles an hour. Has absolutely insane torque. The range is 100 miles if you're easy on the throttle. Okay. If you're really getting after it, the range is about 50 to 60 miles. This comes with a 5,000 watt motor with stator-rated and heat sinks, which reduces heat by about 40%. Dual suspension, you can adjust how soft, how hard the suspension is, and you can raise it about an inch or two or lower it about an inch or two. There are LEDs on both the side panels, up top, and on the other side. You can change the color. Plenty of colors to choose from depending on what you want to do.
Nice.
This bike comes with a full throttle or a half throttle, depending on what you want. 4-piston hydraulic brakes with 203mm rotors, front and back. These are pedals that can fold and be unfolded. Comes with a full LCD display, miles an hour, trip miles, battery percentage, voltage, pretty much anything you need. This can be registered. It comes with brake lights in the rear, headlights, high beams, a horn, turn signals on front and back. So all you would need to do to register this is the paperwork and get a plate. So this is motorcycle seat foam, and then we actually have what our seat will look like. It is stitched in the back, stitched in the front. There are 3 speed modes, 1, 2, and 3. On 1, you're limited to 20 miles an hour, which is a class 2 e-bike with a throttle. 2, you're 45 miles an hour, and 3 is 65. On speed mode 3, you can get to 0 to 50 miles an hour in about 4.5 seconds. This model is 5900. This is our racing model. We have a second model called the Mark 1, which is the base model. That model sells for $3,900 and is overall a little smaller, skinnier, a little shorter. Still the same wheels except for the back. This is a 5-inch wide tire, and the other one is a 4-inch. 3,000 watt motor, whereas this one is 5,000 watts. Cool. And it's overall more efficient. They're currently being built in Minnesota.
All right.
Our warehouse will either be in Minnesota or in California, depending on our orders.
When are they shipped to customers?
An estimation, we can say end of year or early next year. Yes, the Mark 1R is 155 pounds, whereas the Mark 1 is 140 pounds.
After this interview, Caden reached out to let me know the weight is actually 165 pounds and 145 pounds. And when can people order? Did you mention that already?
June 20th on Indiegogo.
Excellent, Caden. All right, thanks very much.
Of course.
Going to do a test ride right now.
Let's do it.
All right, so we got mode 1, 2, and 3. That's 20 miles an hour, 750 watt. 2 is 40 miles an hour, 3 is 65.
Wow.
You got your front brake here, rear brake here, key switch for on and off, high beams, turn signals, and a horn. I try to keep it under 25, 30.
This bike is pure magic. It launches off the mark with such finesse, The quietness it offers, coinciding with its impressive power, makes riding it a truly unique experience. At 5'9", I wouldn't be the tallest man in the world, so when I climbed up on this bike, it felt like I was trying to ride a giraffe. But then they showed me how to adjust it, and I lowered it by 2 inches, giving it an overall better fit. The seat is large and comfortable for the most part, but I did notice when standing while riding, I did feel a little bit of a minor annoyance on the inner side of my legs. However, Vexcite has developed a new seat with cloud-like foam and impeccable leather stitching, so that should solve that issue. The Electrify Expo is a thrill for everyone, with dozens of riders trying out different types of bikes and whatnot. So while I couldn't push the bike to its top speed amidst all this action, I was lucky enough to be invited back to the expo after hours to test more of the bike's capabilities. These bikes are a visual marvel. I was already impressed by the futuristic vibes from their Instagram posts, but seeing them up close is a whole different experience. The quality of their intricate design is striking, from the shimmering chromatic panels and avant-garde LED lights to the meticulous details scattered across the bikes. Also, Vexcite is rolling out an exciting customization package, allowing customers to personalize their rides with a choice of 15 vibrant colors that contain fragments that reflect the light for various distinct sections: the outer body and tank, the headlight and taillight housing, and the inner body panels. I really enjoy the expansive LCD display. It's got all the details that I want to keep track of: the speed, the trip miles, the battery percentage, and the voltage levels. Everything I need. I really enjoyed ripping around the expo after hours on the MK1. There was nobody around, so I got the opportunity to test out the bike's capabilities, such as the acceleration, the speed, the braking, the lighting because it was dark. However, there were limitations. Both bikes had been used all day long. The Vexcite guys were heading back to Minnesota the next morning, so I knew I wasn't going to be able to test these bikes out on a full charge. So a few days after they got home, I asked them if they could put on GoPros and test out the acceleration and top speeds on both bikes. And these two legends honored the request. First up, we have the MK1, and as you can see, once he pulls that acceleration, it takes off nicely. We're getting up to about 30 miles an hour at 6 seconds, and then it climbs a little bit, gets to 40 at about 15 seconds or so. Next up, we have the Mark 1 Racer, and as you can see, it takes off nicely, starts to climb very quickly. At the 5-second mark, you're at about 46 miles an hour, and then at the 10-second mark, you're at 66.8 in this test run. So what about the pedaling? Well, the current e-bike pedals serve more as a style statement than a functional component. But the MK1 is about to change that narrative. It's confirmed pedal assist is coming, along with an upgraded 36T gear and extended crank arms designed to amp up your pedaling power and speed. Equipped with 4-piston hydraulic brakes and massive 203mm rotors on both wheels, these bikes pack serious stopping power. I put them through their paces during my late night rides, pushing higher speeds, and I felt assured they'd bring me to a safe halt every time. The bike does boast a sturdy frame capable of carrying a passenger, complete with foot pegs for added comfort and stability, supporting a maximum weight of 325 pounds. The bikes are equipped with powerful 72-volt 35 amp hour batteries that provide impressive performance. While the batteries can be removed, the process is quite intricate, taking between 10 and 20 minutes. Ideally, they're meant to stay in the bike for charging, ensuring optimal convenience and efficiency. They come with a standard 5 amp charger that will fully charge them in approximately 5 to 6 hours. For those seeking faster charging, they will also offer high-speed 10 amp chargers, slashing that charging time in half. Vexcite will have a great lineup of accessories, from customizable throttles to next-gen controllers, sleekly designed pegs, pedal assist, and much more. So to sum up my experience on these two bikes, if you couldn't tell already, I had a blast. They feel great to be on. The aesthetics are incredible. I love those LED lights, especially at nighttime. I'm glad that they are adding pedal assist to the MK1. It's good news that they're improving the seat, as it was a little uncomfortable, as mentioned, while standing. The absolute power of these bikes is wild. The MK1 is up there with the Graffiti X and the Ristretto 512, while the MK1R is in a league of its own. 66.8 miles an hour says it all. Obviously, these bikes in Mode 1 might go under the radar. However, with the Mark 1R, you may consider getting a plate and getting it registered. Up to you at the end of the day. Vexcite is a newer name in the game. It's already turning heads with its commitment to innovation and excellence. If you're the kind of rider who craves a mix of adrenaline and eco-consciousness, Vexcitebikes might just be the perfect match for you. I love making these videos, but I cannot do them without you, so please like and subscribe. For my next video, I'll be doing a thorough review of the Ristretto 512 after owning it for about 2 or 3 weeks.